Howdy guys, I'm back with more of The Witcher 2. Today I'm just going to do some book reading. I actually loaded up my Flotsam book reading video and tried to make sure that I only got the books for chapter 2 here, but I might have still screwed up. I might accidentally reread a book I already read. I'm sorry, I'm just doing my best here since I sold all my books like a fool. Alright, well let's go ahead and start with the Wars for Upper Aedirn. The part of Aedirn that lies between the Pontar and the Dyfni rivers is called Lormark or Upper Aedirn, depending on the interested party's political persuasion. These lands have been disputed for ages, with Cadwyn laying claim to them as well. During the last war with Nilfgaard, Aedirn found itself in deep trouble, fighting an uneven battle to repel the onslaught of the Black Ones in the south. Sensing that its southern neighbor would ultimately bow to the invaders, Cadwyn, Aedirn's ostensible ally in that conflict, sent its armies into Lormark, annexing the region. Several days later, Margrave Mansfeld of Ard-Carra and Marshal Minno Cohorn, commander-in-chief of the Nilfgaardian army, greeted each other on a bridge spanning the Dyfni River. They shook hands over the bleeding, tortured corpse of the kingdom of Aedirn, sealing a criminal partitioning of plundered lands. And even though Cadwyn restored Lormark to Aedirn after the war, its taking of the territory with Nilfgaardian support was one of the most disgraceful acts in history. And of course, as with every war, it's the people that pay, not, really anyone starting all this nonsense. So Aedwyn is sandwiched between Cadwyn to the north and Nilfgaard to the south, so they're, fighting on a two-front war. There's absolutely no way they could stand a chance. And, it seems that history always repeats itself. Cadwyn, being kind of a jackass right now should come as no surprise, right? Interesting. Alright, the Valley of the Flowers. In the elven tongue, Dol Blathana means the Valley of the Flowers. Anyone who sees this land with their own eyes would admit to the aptness of this poetic name. Oh, I really hope I get to visit this place in, the next game or something. Once the southeasternmost province of the Kingdom of Aedirn, it became the sole and sovereign realm of the Free Elves following the last war against Nilfgaard, when Emperor Emhyr var Emreis gave the elves these lands in return for their wartime service. Emperor guy. I'm wondering about that. That seems awful generous, doesn't it? I'm wondering if there's maybe more to that. Maybe I'm starting to get suspicious of everything. I don't know. Dol Blathana is ruled by the elven sorceress Francesca Findabair, known also as Enid an Gliana, the Daisy of the Valley. It remains a thorn in the side of neighboring realms, even though its queen has been forced to distance herself officially from the guerrilla war waged by the Scoia'tael. Oh yeah, the flames of war are going to be just all over this part of the world, aren't they? Alright, the Nilfgaardian provinces. Nope, there we go. The Empire of Nilfgaard is the largest state in the known world, its rule extending over more than a dozen provinces. There we go. It has conquered all the realms south of the Amel Mountains and united them under one crown. Black imperial standards adorned with the golden sun flutter over buildings and outposts from the Yaruga River in the north to the Vico Vero in the south, and the mountain massif of Tir Taocair in the east. The Empire's mighty armies lie in wait, ready to bring death at the ruler's command or to die eagerly in his name. The Black One's continued march northward was last stopped several years ago through the united effort of the northern kingdoms and the sacrifice of much blood at Brenna. Yet, peering across the Yaruga on a bright day, one still can see their dark cloaks and sun glancing off the points of their lances. Good grief. Really excited. I like that they're starting to talk more about I think the game does a really good job of slowly introducing everything. There's a lot being thrown out there, and sometimes I do feel overwhelmed, especially when they name drop in the middle of a cutscene. I'm like, oh gosh, am I supposed to know that name? I feel like a moron right now. But it's all part of the plan, right? Everything just slowly comes out, and as long as you read the journal, read the books, it all comes together. I'm starting to get a really a good visual, a good idea of Nilfgaard, and they seem like standard RPG Empire. You can never try. If Empire's in the name, they're probably not so cool dudes. I don't know. I haven't really been able to form too much of an opinion on Nilfgaard yet because that's what I'm saying. They keep talking they keep giving me a little bit more information, a little bit more. And of course, I haven't read the actual Witcher books too, so I'm just going. The only information I have is really from the game. So, anyway, from the Annals of Mahakam, of Mahakaman history. There we go. Dwarves are one of the elder races, stocky and bearded, with strongly built bodies and low voices. They are distinguished for their height, which is lower than human. Of simple and direct manners, they are sometimes seen as grumpy, unkind, and greedy. Yeah, I might have read this one. I don't know. I feel like there's I feel like I made a Snow White joke or something. Or maybe this is a Snow White joke. Anyway, I have to stress that my own opinion of the dwarves is by no means similar to the latter part. I only cite it here to present the views of other people, even if they are dull-minded, hate-blinded buffoons. Mahakam is the dwarves' mountainous homeland, famed for its numerous mines where precious stones and ores are mined. Many dwarves also live in human cities, for that race usually adapts to new neighbors easily, something that cannot be, unfortunately, said about a large part of humanity. Despite vexations, persecution, and even bloody pogroms, the coexistence with dwarves goes a lot better than with elves. Their flair for trade and craft makes them excellent merchants, bankers, smiths, and armorers. And, it seems like every dwarf I run into just doesn't really care. They've kind of accepted their, position in the world, All right, the Dun Banner. The Dun Banner rose to fame during the last wars with Nilfgaard, a Cadwini light cavalry regiment. Initially, it patrolled the area around Bon Glian. Called to the front, it proved its mettle during the incursion into Upper Aedirn, but it was the chroniclers of the Battle of Brenna who made the unit famous. Because history likes to repeat itself, didn't I just say that? Several years later, the Dun Banner once again led Henselt's foray into Aedirn. This time it suffered a crushing defeat at the hands of an ostensible ally no less, the sorceress Sabrina Glevissig. That's what we're dealing with right now, and with this curse. Decimated beyond resurrection, the unit was never reformed, and its characteristic cloaks and beaver skin caps, which once bred terror in the hearts of Cadwin's foes, became a thing of the past, though they remain identifying marks by which the unit's few surviving former members recognize one another. I feel like I'm wondering if I'm going to have to go get, what would they call it? Beaver skin caps and cloaks? I wonder if I'm going to have to go dig up some cloaks and beaver skin caps for this whole curse thing anyway. Alright, the conjunction of these spheres. There are scores of learned works, dissertations, and treatises about this magical cataclysm from about 1500 years ago. Because of this event, creatures never seen before entered our world and still do not have their own ecological niche here. Among others, graviers and ghouls are relics of the permeation of the spheres, though elven tradition has it that we, humans, are also newcomers from that time. Wow. The sorcerers claim that time humanity received both the wondrous gift and the terrible curse that they consider magic to be at that time. Wow. So is there a lot of history like that predates this magical cataclysm, I wonder? So if there's a history of I guess that's so weird. It says humanity was newcomers, so I guess these worlds blended together, I'm guessing everyone's stuff and came with them. I mean, I don't know. I can't imagine being alive during that event and just, walking outside of your house, hut, whatever, and just like outside be like, a lot of stuff is real different today. I mean, I don't know. Did they have a lot of history? What was life like before this cataclysm? Is there a way to uncataclysm? I don't know. That's really, it happened so long ago, 1500 years ago. It seems like some of these creatures would have, I don't know, either, died out or expanded into overwhelming numbers. I mean, I guess that kind of explains why there's, just small settlements here and there among the wilderness. Maybe people can't really expand out. I don't know. Really crazy stuff. The history of is it just this world, this universe? Man, this is some really crazy stuff. Alright, this one ought to be interesting. Slaves of the Curse. Draugs are commanders, and Draugirs are their wraith soldiers. A Draug calls Draugirs into existence or battlefields or in cemeteries by the sheer force of his will. Like the Draug himself, these minions arise from damned souls trapped within shells formed of the remnants of arms, armor, war machines, and corpses that were torn apart by scavengers. Oh gosh. And I think I saw a little bit of a picture when I looked through the actual journal. They definitely look a little bit different. Well, I haven't seen Draug or Draugr type creatures in really any other game but the Elder Scrolls game, which they just, look like kind of shambling type zombies in that game, right? So, alright. Of trolls and trolling, oh boy. According to legend, trolls were born of the earth and their body is made of rock. They fear and despise sunlight, which kills them by turning them into inanimate stone, so they only prowl at night. Well, that sounds kind of like, I feel like it says of trolls and trolling. Maybe it's trolling me here. I feel like, well, wait, yeah, if their body is made of rock, then why are they worried about turning into stone? So much for legends. What is the reality? Well, as always, the truth is far more mundane. Trolls are living creatures like you and me, and they prefer day to night, and they are so clumsy they stumble over stones in the dark, spilling the vodka they cherish so much. Their skin is indeed hard as stone, but beneath it there are muscles and a heart that pumps blood. Given that they bleed, they can be killed. Oh, the troll in this game look not the beloved trolls with their little gem in their belly, right? I absolutely love the cute little troll doll toys. I even bought some from like a garage sale forever ago because I love them so much with the, the crazy blue hair and the little gems in their tummies. I love those things. They're adorable. I know I'm ridiculous. All right, magic and power. Sorcerer is the name customarily applied to male persons capable of commanding the power, with a capital P here, though it is but one of the many terms or phrases, most of them highly unflattering, to have been used over the ages. These terms have ranged from the rather respectful title of Wise One to the somewhat less specific Bloody Son of a Bitch, the plague take 'em. As for women of this persuasion, that is, sorceresses, they have been called everything from archmistress to a colloquial expression I will not repeat out of regard for the language and respect of the female gender. Yes, I think I might have reread some of these. Sorry, guys. I feel like I've heard that joke before. Sorry. Alright, the command of the power these mages possess sets them above mere mortals, which can be good or bad. From the dawn of time, history remembers mages either as pure-intentioned and courageous heroes or as rogues bereft of reverence and faith. Human memory tends to remember the latter for longer, which may be why common folk mostly hold people of this profession in contempt. I think isn't there a law? I feel like there's like just like one of those laws or something where people always remember the bad more than they remember the good, or if things are going well they rarely say, oh hey, this makes me happy, but the second something goes wrong, oh boy, right? No one ever complains when things are going well, right? It's only when they're unhappy. I try to remember that anytime I'm in a situation of customer service. If someone really goes above and beyond, I try to remember to contact someone, say, I appreciate this, because you gotta remember when, people are pure intentioned and courageous heroes, and appreciate them for it, because if people go unappreciated, they, starts going away, because it's like, well, no one appreciates this, why bother? I don't know, not always. Anyway, how to kill a Bulvor. The Bulvor can be compared to a heap of muscles contained within a flexible yet durable hide. It has the head of a buffalo, yet its mouth is filled with sharp teeth perfectly suited for rending flesh. Bulvors are post-conjunction beasts. Visible marks of chaos include the creature's horns and the vestigial, largely immovable limbs that cover its body. Ugh. Alright, well, it didn't really tell me how to kill it, it just told me about it. And in fact, I kind of want my money back. This actually told me nothing on how to kill these things. I like that it denotes that it's a post-conjunction beast. I actually kind of wish they did that with everything. I'd be curious in knowing what's not of this world, I suppose. I don't know, I'm feeling like I'll find out more about this, like, conjunction stuff as I play along the game here. Alright, Gargoyles, Gutters, Splutters, Maintenance and Repair. There we go. Theorists of magic still argue about how gargoyles should be classified. This author favors the school which claims they are a type of golem, for gargoyles are nothing more than fancy sculptures brought to life by magic and ordered to perform menial duties. They can complete only the most rudimentary tasks, so they are often found guarding a territory, even if the creator turned to dust long ago. He who seeks to deactivate the creatures permanently must first locate the place from which they are controlled. Once there, he will extinguish the magic runes that control the construct's will. I'm feeling like this game mirrors the first one quite a bit. I had to disable a golem in Chapter 2. Now it sounds like I might have to disable a golem creature in Chapter 2 of Witcher 2. How convenient. You know, I can't help it, but every single time I see gargoyles, I always think of the cartoon from like the 90s or whatever. I never watched it a whole lot. I never got to, but it seemed pretty cute. I don't know, when I think gargoyle, the first thing that pops into mind is a little cartoon gargoyle, not so much the scary statue. I'm ridiculous. Alright, Bruxa, Eulogists of Death. The Bruxa is a higher vampire that is a post-conjunction creature. See, it's starting to do that a lot now. An intruder in our world, she assumes the form of a beautiful woman, then turns terrifying when she grows hungry and attacks. As befits a vampire, the Bruxa drinks blood. The victim of a Bruxa is often both her lover and her chief source of sustenance. Wait, talk about your codependent, well, not really codependent, but kind of an awkward relationship situation. I feel like I'm going to be dealing with vampires more in this game. They're too, like, iconic of a, I don't even know what to call them, like a fiend or creature. You know, you gotta have your zombies, your undead, your demons, your vampires, you know. I like that this game has a bunch of, you know, interesting and different creatures, like this Bulvor thing that I'm gonna have to go see, the Karen, and I like that they have, you know, the ones that are, you know, pretty common throughout all cultures and games, such as, you know, vampires, and then they put their own twist on it. I do like that. Alright, beings of the element of earth. The Earth Elemental is the younger brother of the legendary Dao? I don't know. The genie capable of creating earthquakes and flattening mountains. Younger means less powerful, but also more mischievous. Felling trees, toppling the walls of buildings, and crushing people into a pulp number among this creature's pranks. Of course, it performs only those its master wishes it to. Crushing people into a pulp isn't a prank, that's murder. You can't just be like, oh, I was just pranking, bro. It's like, you killed him. That's not funny. Who you pranking? That's not a prank at all. Gosh, I hate pranks. Well, I guess there's not as much to read this time. Let me check my journal. Like I said, I think it just says the same thing in the journals. Well, I guess I've got some stuff. I might as well get caught up on my reading here. Alright, the Camp Followers Encampment. The inevitable hodgepodge of camp followers had settled in just beyond the palisade of Henselt's military camp. The area was home to all manner of rabble such as craftsmen, prostitutes, traders, thieves, and vagabonds. In other words, all those needed to keep an army on its feet. Gotta keep your morale up, right? Vernon Broche was directed to settle with his soldiers among the camp followers. This instruction from the Cadwinnies was meant as a jab at the Temerians, but the Blue Stripes honestly preferred the company of scoundrels to that of warriors bearing the unicorn on their chests. Yeah, really, I can't say I blame him for that. You know, after walking around in the Cadwini camp, I think I'd much rather hang out with the blue stripes. Alright, hut on the cliff. The abandoned hut on the cliff had witnessed a monstrous event. The entire family inhabiting the home had died, a bloody death in unclear circumstances. Yeah, that's for this little sister's quest, right? I think that's just like a little side quest too, but man, the side quests in this game are really interesting and really good. Like, oh my gosh, like, I wish this game developer would do more RPGs. Like, gosh, RPGs could learn, like, our other developers could learn how to make good side quests from these people, like, for reals. Like, this has been some of the best side quests, and I'm like, I don't even know how far through the game I am. I'm barely into it, I'm sure. Alright, I don't know if any of the characters updated, but yeah, it doesn't look like it. Alright, we can see the Bruxa. Looks like she's got her chest covered in this one. Yeah, it seems like it says the exact same thing in the book. Yeah, that's... Okay, no, I think I must have looked at the picture of something else, because that's not what I look. Yeah, it was the Draugr. Yeah, that's the one I saw the picture of. This is the one that looks really crazy to me, but that's what the Draugr looks like. Ooh, you can just he's like an armored, like, oh gosh, I'm not gonna enjoy fighting one of these, am I? They are born of damned souls and trapped shells created from the remnants of arms and armor, machines and corpses torn apart by scavengers. Oh man, so yeah, I'm gonna have to fight some of those later, aren't I? Fun. Alright, so that's a Bulvor. I thought it would be on all fours. Oh yeah, it did. Oh yeah, that's right. It said it was Yeah. Let's see. The visible mark about, and yeah, hands on the creature barely moves. What? The visible mark of chaos are the horns and vestigial hands the creature barely moves. Oh, growing all over its body. So are those like additional hands right there or something? Like, what the heck is this thing? Gosh. All right, so that's a very unique, you know, that's exactly what I was talking about. You've got like a vampire, which, you know, every culture on the planet I think has some version of a vampire. But then you've got something like this. It's like that's some nightmare fuel. I don't think I've seen anything this crazy looking even in like Dark Souls. This game is really good about making some really terrifying and crazy looking, you know, monsters. Okay, ooh, the earth elemental. The trolls classified with it too. Oh, I guess because they're both huge. This guy looks just like the golems or whatever. Alright, gosh, I guess that's what I get to look forward to in this chapter, huh? Interesting. Alright, yeah, a little bit of this updated, but yeah, this looks like exactly what I read in the book, so no real reason for me to read it again. Okay, I like that it shows me the map right here. So this is the upper Aedirn area there. And oh wow, that's pretty. I really hope I get to visit here. This is super beautiful. And Nilfgaard. There's the golden sun it talked about. No picture for Francesca, and nothing for that either. Alright, well, I think I'm caught up on my reading. Like I said, not quite as much as the first the first chapter, but so it seems like I guess the best strategy for storing books would be to deposit the ones that I've already read, so that when I go back to the vendor, it'll have like a check mark by it. Am I understanding that correctly? Let's see. Some of these are quest items, so I don't think I can put them. I don't think I can put them up. There we go. So let's see. Let me talk to. I think this is the book guy. Yeah, it is, right? So. Okay, well, it's not, I guess, well, they don't have weight, so I think I'm just supposed to carry them with me, right? Yeah, I think that's what I'm supposed to do, sorry. Alright, so if I carry them with me, they'll have the little check marks by them. But like I said, I checked against my first video, and just based on the names, I'm pretty sure I've read all the other ones. I might have missed one or two, but I think I got them all, so I need to remember to grab those books back, I guess. So now I know not to leave that stuff behind. I mean, not like it has any weight, right? So it's just a matter of it not getting lost in my inventory, which, you know, there's so many ways to sort my inventory, I suppose it doesn't matter. Alright, so let me try this one more time. Oh, okay, I see. So there's the check mark. Alright. And the ones that don't have the check mark, I'm pretty sure were from chapter 1, and I already read them and then sold them back. Alright. Hopefully the book reading in the third game is a little bitty. I mean, I should probably remember what I've read, but there's so many books. Alright, well, I guess this ended up pretty short. We can level up here. I'm having a lot of fun putting all this stuff in here, and it really does seem like going all the way through the tree and getting these end talents are really worth it, especially because there's some really neat stuff like this heliotrope sign. I don't know what that is, but I don't know if it'd be better to balance myself out with getting more like footwork. I do like that. I think I should at least get another point in that, because I actually really like that quite a bit. That's actually kind of nice. But I don't know if like this schemer thing is worth it, or, you know, any damage reduction's always worth it, because it's like you can't do damage if you're not alive, right? And of course, you know, more vitality, so I'm not really sure if it would be better for me to and you know, definitely I'm not sure if the position one would be worth it, or if I just need to get good. I'm pretty bad about getting back attacks, but I'm just god awful at the game, honestly. But there's a lot of good stuff over here that I think might help me. I mean, I am still playing on easy because yeah, I don't think that needs an explanation. I've got my Axie fully upgraded. I know I should probably get this destructive magic one, but I don't know, there's just so much stuff that I want. I'm having a hard time figuring out what to go for next, and I didn't even touch this stuff down here, but it might be for the best. So I didn't realize how much cool stuff you got through the attributes and stuff, and I really like all this knowledge stuff. I think this is really awesome. So I mostly just read this, I think, on my own when I was doing like the contracts and stuff like that. Oh, so my ability level is 3 of 3 on the Bulvors. Is that because Is it because I read the book? Let's see, I guess I could read this, huh? This monster does not like the company of its own kind. One might even say it's like a poet, and that it is an individualist. I'd say it's a poet. I don't know about that. I'd just say it's more human than we'd give it credit for, maybe. Well, let's see. Much like an artist, it likes to show off before its lessers. Thus, it is at times accompanied by smaller, weaker beasts like neckers and rot fiends. Bulvors are prone to giving peculiar displays wherein they kill their retinue in a fanciful manner, for example by spitting acid on rot fiends that in turn explode. Alright. As they are slow creatures, the strong style should be used when fighting Bulvors. Their skin is tough, so they can easily shrug off weaker blows, apart from which they heal as quickly as trolls do. A Bulvor can kill slower opponents with the sheer momentum of its terrible charge. It's a pretty big and thick-looking monster. One should wait for this attack and dodge it, as immediately after it rushes forth and misses, the Bulvor will be stunned and thus defenseless. So basically it sounds like I need to let him do his thing and roll away. The Bulvor uses a terrifying weapon against swifter foes. It vomits filth that is both caustic and poisonous, so its foe both chokes on the venom and dissolves into a puddle. Ugh. So I need like poison resistance. The Bulvor is a necrophage, so it should be fought using a blade coated in necrophage oil. This coating aggravates the beast's wounds and gives the Witcher a huge advantage. There is no point in preparing common poisons or oils that increase bleeding, as the creature is immune to both. Alright, I definitely need to pay attention to this stuff here. Harpies. There are, yeah, because I don't think I've used any oil in the game at all, so I definitely need to pay better attention to this stuff. I don't know if I've read this for the harpies. There are many harpy species, and all are kleptomaniacs, though some steal dreams instead of baubles. They especially like dreams laden with strong emotions, such as nightmares that recur time and again. The harpies' victims lose such dreams, which is actually a blessing in the case of nightmares, and the beasts enclose them in crystals, creating items that strongly radiate magic. Mages desire the dreams stolen by these creatures so much that they breed harpies in order that they may filch their booty at daybreak. Yet it is rare for a stolen dream or nightmare to be powerful enough or to come from a powerful enough creature to satisfy a sorcerer. Gosh, so don't find anyone with strong dreams for a sorcerer or something bad might happen. As winged creatures, harpies attack swiftly from a great distance before their prey can notice them. After landing a blow, they flee for a safe spot. Pinning them to the ground and denying them flight is often the only solution. Thus, incapacitated, they become clumsy as hens. Stunned with a bomb, hit with the Igni or Ard sign, the beasts prove easy to kill, especially with the fast fighting style. Yeah, my biggest struggle is knowing which type of fighting style. I usually just smash my mouse furiously until something dies. The harpies' greatest strength is their ability to fly, but they can be grounded with the use of a trap. Because the creatures' wings are feathered, they are easily set aflame, so using the Igni sign against harpies always has good results. Honestly, using Igni sign against anything has good results, unless the thing's like a fire elemental. The beasts have an excellent sense of direction and balance, and even when flailing about near the ground, they can easily regain this sky, so attempts to knock them down are doomed to fail. So don't even bother with Ard, just Ignium. Alright, Gargoyles. I'm skipping over the ones that I think, I'm not sure if I've read all of these, but I'm just going for the ones that I think are going to, be coming up, because I just read about them from the books. I don't know. Alright, anyway, Gargoyles. Theoreticians of magic still argue about classifying gargoyles. I favor the school claiming they're a type of golem, for gargoyles are nothing more than fancy sculptures animated with magic and programmed to do simple tasks. They can complete only the most rudimentary works, so they are most often guarding a territory, even if the creator turned to dust long ago. So the first paragraph is just the same as the book. The gargoyle is a magical creature and often has surprising tricks at its sleeve. Teleportation, for example. An opponent makes a blow, and the gargoyle disappears only to emerge elsewhere at the same moment. Oh, that's going to be really fun to fight. Like behind its enemy. Oh boy. It's even worse when the gargoyle appears over his opponent. Then it just falls down and crushes its victim beneath the weight of its stone body. Geralt pancakes. Thanks to their medallions, witchers can perceive disturbances in magical aura, so they see the point where the gargoyle will appear moments before it materializes, so they have time to react. However, ordinary people tend to die crushed, so gotta keep my eyes peeled for when the hammer's coming down. Fighting the gargoyle means fighting solid rock, so it should not be surprising that poisons are useless, as are fire, I guess igni's not always a good idea, and oils causing bleeding. Because of its great mass, a gargoyle's stone body cannot be unbalanced, yet alone kicked down, so no art either. No art, no igni. Immobilizing one with a trap will fail, as gargoyles can teleport and flee snares using this ability, so no Aedirn. They have no weaknesses at all. Oh, sounds like I need to befriend a gargoyle, maybe, if possible. I'm wondering if it's possible to equip like a giant hammer or something. I mean, no need for a witcher's silver sword if I can just like smash him into a pile of rubble with a big ol' hammer, right? I don't know, I feel like Geralt's strong enough to do that. Alright, Bruxa. The Bruxa finds this. Oh, no, okay, it is a little bit different than the book, I think. Alright, the Bruxa finds the smell of garlic to be socially inconvenient at most, and she considers holy symbols to be interesting examples of handicraft. She endures the light of the sun well, but she prefers the darkness of night. As you see, you can stuff most stereotypical preconceptions about vampires up your arse when it comes to Bruxa. Oh gosh, I think that's the trend with every new vampire thing, to be not the traditional vampire thing. I think the next wave of vampire stuff should be so super stereotypical vampire. That's what, bring it back. Anyway, so what works? The blade of the silver sword, as usual. Apart from silver, she can be wounded with fire and a stake, provided that the latter is as long as a wagon's drawbar. Less powerful Bruxa often hunt in packs, making it easier to corner prey. If threatened, they attack with their talons and rip the victim apart, pausing only to savor the blood of their dying foe. The greatest threat to a witcher is the Bruxa's voice. The creature can screech with such force that the shockwaves will knock down even a huge man down, making him easy prey for the vampiress. Blindness is as great as a threat as this ghastly scream. Bruxa deprive their enemies of sight in order to play cat and mouse with them. Until sight returns, one should defend against their attacks in any way possible, for example by using the quints. Oh my gosh, these things are going to be really an ordeal to battle then, aren't they? I'm kind of scared. Okay, the Bruxa have masterful control over their blood circulation, rendering poisons and oils that increase bleeding ineffective against them. They are good at defending themselves against witchers' tricks, but they are vulnerable to fire and can be knocked down and finished off as they try to get up. When in doubt, igni. Alright, Draugs. As an arc wraith, the Draugr never stoops to doing anything with its own hands. It has lackeys for that, always wraiths, revenants, or other restless spirits. Having been a king or a commander in its life, oh, a king or a commander, oh, this is interesting. I know I'm gonna have to fight a Draugr. I'm wondering who the king or commander the Draugr is going to have been. Oh, it's so exciting. Okay, having been a king or a commander in life, the Draugr retains its charisma in death, and deathly subordinates always blindly obey its orders. Thus, one needs to exterminate all manner of servants on the way to its underground palace, wilderness keep, or other foreboding abode. Only then can one face the Draugr itself. It's literary tradition for you. Ooh, I can't wait to take on the Draugr. Whenever that might be. The Draugr can be described in various ways, as has been said, but it is always a lethal foe. Forget its huge strength and vulnerability to pain, fearlessness, and bloodlust. One cannot defeat a Draugr using conventional means. As with every wraith, there is some tragic event connected to it, forcing the creature to remain among the living. The Draugr is untouchable, unreachable for anyone who is not part of that story. Oh my gosh, this gets more and more insane. That is why the mythical hero has to get involved in various brawls and pass through many trials. By overcoming these obstacles, he enters the Draugr's world and becomes worthy of facing the monstrosity. The Wraith's leader is so powerful that it mocks simple witcher's tricks. The one sure thing in fighting the Draugr, it must be said, is a silver sword. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Okay, I'm guessing the Draugr is going to be the big bad of this chapter. I think it was classified with the Aedirn, so I don't think it's too unreasonable to expect the Draugr to be the big bad in the next, and I'm gonna probably find out more in the next 4 or 5 hours, I reckon. I'm not sure how long it'll take me to get to it, but I'm feeling like the Draugr, whenever I'm gonna get to that, is maybe related to the curse in this area. You know, maybe it's some unyielding command. I don't know. I don't see the connection yet. I'm just gonna have to keep playing and find out, but they're pretty much screaming that there's going to be an important Draugr, and I'm not going to get to deal with it until like the end of the chapter, maybe? I don't know. I'm just trying to figure this out. Alright, Draugrs. The Draugrs are absolutely bound by the Draugr's orders. They feel no pain, or no fear, or pain. They cannot be forced to retreat. They are ideal soldiers. Their coming is always sudden, so one must remain constantly vigilant in the presence of their leader, for his subordinates appear in dire moments to defend the Draugr and tip the scales in his favor. These wraiths are protected by heavy armor and a shield. Oh yeah, that's right, I looked at the picture of them. A witcher should first force them to expose themselves, knocking away their shields and grinding down their armor. Art, maybe? The best chance to wound the creature comes from when the Draugr charges. One should evade the attack and lunge at its unprotected back. Sounds like the same way I'm going to have to fight the Bulvor. It sounds like the takeaway from the way to fight some of the things is let them do their thing, roll away, and then get them. Let them make the first move. The monsters are slow in battle, so one needs to weaken them methodically with strong sword blows and then finish them off. In life, Draugrs were soldiers or knights, and in death they retained their proficiency in combat, so one needs to defend oneself against their blows, their lethal counterstrikes in particular, with extreme care. The Draugrs are susceptible to the spectre oil, so one should coat a silver blade with it before battle. Poisons and oils increasing bleeding are of no use. These wraiths can be defeated using fire, but the silver sword, of course, is the most effective. I don't know, you hadn't seen my Igni yet. I know I'm sitting on a ton of oil, so I gotta make sure I use that more often. Alright, the Earth Elemental. The Earth Elemental always serves its summoner faithfully. It is most often employed as a guard, as it is tireless and always vigilant. It does have senses as living beings do, but it always recognizes the presence of intruders. It has no fear of monsters, let alone humans.
The monster's most dangerous weapons are its mighty arms. A blow from the earth elemental is akin to a battering ram hitting a city gate and turns a normal human into a bloody stain. Its ripostes are especially dangerous, for this apparently sluggish creature can strike swiftly as well as strongly. Seems like I don't want to fight it with weapons if I can. Thus, one has to defend oneself against its blows with all available items, including potions and signs. According to the fight fire with fire rule, or rather fight strength with strength, one should also use strong blows against the elemental, since only such attacks can grind its stone body down. The earth elemental's body is solid rock, so the creature cannot be poisoned or blooded. It is best to summon a team of dwarven miners to use pickaxes on it until it's done for. Oh my gosh, I want this. Please let me do this. However, if the Witcher has no such team at hand, he should use regular means. The earth elemental, though it has no weaknesses, can be beaten. Sounds like I'm gonna need to befriend some dwarven mining team if possible. Alright, so I didn't realize all this stuff was over here with the abilities. Like, I kept seeing, like, the abilities stuff, but I didn't know this is where it was. So, my Axie is level 3, my Intimidation is 3, my Persuasion is 3, my Cover is 1, because that's not how I play. Now, I've been walking into... I walked into fires repeatedly, and I got this, like, pyromaniac ability. I don't know if I can raise it up by just having a nice Geralt roast or something, but that's definitely a nice one. Strong stomach, resistance to poisoning, and the Conjurer sign damage. I love all these, like, kind of hidden abilities and all these bonuses and stuff. I feel like games really lack this kind of stuff where you can just get little boosts to your character from just, playing the game, and I think that's a wonderful thing, and I really, really hope that this stuff right here carries over into Witcher 3, because I love this. It's so cool. I just wish I wasn't complete Garboni at the game. Alright, well, that part ended up being a ton of reading. Alright, well, I'm caught up on the books and my reading for now. I've, got some stuff with the quests here, but I think, which one was it got updated? Against the blue star, yeah, so, I think I'm pretty much done reading now. Alrighty guys, next time I will be back to playing the game, and looks like I might be in trouble. Oh, no, okay, he's walking away. Thought I might be in trouble with that monster over there. Better get over here and next to the town just in case. Alright guys, well thanks for listening to me. Appreciate you guys as always, and I'll see you next time with the actual video of me playing the game instead of just reading. Thanks again guys, and bye for now.